Well, firstly, thank you for having me here. I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fun. About the awards, I think the fun part is definitely making it to the stage, of course, which was, by the way, twice in our case last year, and picking up the EMEA Grand Prix award was particularly cool, I must say. But joking aside, I mean, we do think it's an important benchmark and a powerful tool to reflect on IR teams' performances. Of course, there are several other ways of measuring IR success, and this is only one of them, but it also comes together with quite insightful data supporting the results and showing you how you actually scored in different areas. And as you well know, we deep dived into data last year to understand what it really tells us. And it gives you loads of information about your strengths and your pain points. And it is actionable feedback. So you can actually build a strategy around it and make your progress in areas of improvement. Some of them can be more low-hanging fruits, and some of them may require more work and time to get to the ultimate level that you would like to get to. But it's really a supportive exercise in that sense. And perhaps the other things to mention is that I think it raises competition, and I believe that might well be the reason why you are seeing a more widespread participation in this year's survey, I understand. I mean, it seems there's more and more appetite from the companies to now show off their IR efforts. And obviously, I mean, fair competition is good because it raises the bar, and high quality and efficiency comes together with it. And this is, in the end, really beneficial for the investors in terms of the service that they get out from IR teams, I guess. Yeah, I think staying relevant to the market and engaged with investors is key in our function. Relating your story to what is really going on in the real world is very important. The role itself requires, I mean, it's full of a span of hard and soft skills altogether. So you must have competent analytics, a good grasp on your numbers, a thorough understanding of your sector and company drivers and how those drivers actually interact with a global, complicated macro environment and local macro environment, particularly if you are operating in an emerging market, let alone catchy, clear, and convincing communication skills. But for me, as you asked, the icing on the cake on the way to ultimate success is to win investors' trust and become a long-term partner for them in their investment decisions. And in today's super complex world, it's obvious that we are all surrounded by many risks and opportunities. And while it's very important and critical that you highlight your strengths, your successes, and future opportunities about your company, it's equally important that you discuss the risks with your investors. And trust me, I mean, demonstrating a clear awareness and understanding of the challenges you face and a sound plan on how to deal with them certainly puts you ahead of your peers in transparency and your actually confidence in your executive capabilities. So as an IR leader, I think in order to transfer all this information and communicate with investors in the best way we can, you need dedicated and relentless teamwork, which may seem easy from outside, but it's actually quite tense given the fact that you have to undertake a lot of cross-functional tasks until you attain a complete and high-quality IR program. And I think I deem myself very lucky in the sense that I have got great professionals in my team to do that. And I think we are quite unique and we have got diverse backgrounds, but we do have a shared passion for success, I would say. Yeah, I mean, we all know that we are now in a world where we are using the online platforms and all that together with the change that the pandemic has brought in. It provided a lot of cost efficiency, time efficiency, and we are being more environment friendly thanks to that now. But I mean, that said, I think, I mean, it is really important and it gives this extra flavor in interaction to have these in-person meetings. So I'm personally glad that we are now back to those meetings as well. And I think those will continue for the foreseeable future. On our part, I think what we are trying to do is to enrich our website and social media channels as much as we can to ensure equal dissemination and availability of information to all investors. And I'll give you an example around this. We have been through this very tragic event in February in Turkey when we had the earthquakes in southeastern region. On one hand, we were truly saddened by the events, but on the other hand, we knew that we had to keep our investors informed about the situation on the ground and our operations. So we worked really hard to put together an impact analysis quickly at a time when actually, reaching a reliable assessment around the issue was not really easy, given the scale of the event and the urgencies at the time. But anyhow, we put together something compact and we shared it with our investors in our results conference call, financial results in conference call. But everybody have got their heavy agendas, and we thought some might have missed it. But on the other hand, we thought what we prepared was an important material to keep investors informed in a timely and transparent manner. So to make it more visible and more utilized, we prepared a short video accompanied by a couple of slides and put it on our websites. And judging by the click rates to date, I can tell it's amazing to see how powerful digital and interactive material can be in increasing your investor reach. It was amazing to see that. Well, I like the words you picked in this question, couldn't have been better said. It's a journey with a lot of challenges and opportunities, and it's a very obscure landscape with perhaps uncharted territory in certain aspects. And I think many components are still in the making, and there's certainly to come, more to come. So I think corporates better urge themselves to adapt to or embrace change, I would say, in the coming period in this field. So as you mentioned, we have taken over the lead in sustainability. So we are now IR and sustainability team in Turk Telekom. And our role is to really, coordinate the effort within the company. And actually, we do have a very clear agenda around it, which is, setting both medium and long-term ESG goals, working on a credible roadmap which takes into account both the risks and opportunities, as well as ensuring those goals bode well with your financial and operational performance. And of course, finally, communicating our progress in a regularly in a meaningful and, most importantly, perhaps quantifiable way. So you see, it took me only a few seconds to state that agenda, but if you actually look ahead, I think it's a gigantic and super complex task, particularly in huge organizations like Turk Telekom, where you have got multiple lines of businesses operating in a country as wide as Turkey and as populous as Turkey, I would say. So I think the challenge is to get our people, the stakeholders, meet around a certain goal. It may be, reducing your carbon emissions. It may be your willingness to contribute to Turkey's digitalization or attaining digital equality for everyone. But bringing people together around that very purpose and making them focus on that at the same time they try to attain their own KPIs is a difficult task. But I think, thankfully, the awareness and solutions around the topic is building up higher every day. Governments, scientists, lawmakers, academia, NGOs, corporates are now, taking the subject very seriously and trying to contribute to the efforts. So in that sense, I think the learning material, the know-how, the frameworks, methodologies, best practices to look into are abundant. So there is a lot of things to look into, to visit, navigate through, and for us to implement. So that's what we are going to do. Certainly for Turk Telekom, sustainability is an area where we want to make an impact and become a company that is an example to others in its achievements. And I think, for us, it's really, going to be hard work and every effort to get there. I think, I mean, it's going to change massively, and not that I can foresee or imagine how exactly, to be frank, Amani, but I think I'm judging by experience, because I guess nothing we do today looks like, I mean, the way we did them 1 or 2 decades ago, since when I first stepped into professional life. So the pace of technology and digitalization is literally, I mean, head spinning. And it's also amazing to see how stakeholders' needs, curiosity, or areas of interest are changing together with that evolution. So I guess, I mean, we have been going through this, and there's no alternative but to align ourselves with this complicated transformation, just like we have been doing so for a long while now. I think catching up with my brother. You know, he was 3 or 4 years older than me. And when I was a kid, he always looked so cool. And then I wanted to be like him. And yeah, I guess I might have pushed myself a little bit too hard in certain tasks in achieving so. So that comes to my mind. Well, I wouldn't, because she won't listen, no? Unfortunately, I mean, we learn with experience rather than it was at those ages. So, but yeah, I think, I mean, just look ahead and just look ahead, because life goes on. But yeah, I think she figured out, actually, and think she did reasonably well.